We've been hearing about it for months, and now it's finally here. Love Island USA with Ariana. All right, guys, let's cover what's going on in Ariana's world, the premiere, all the people who are talking about her, but she's just, soaring to new heights. So I cover all things Bravo, Housewives, VPR, and some good pop culture tea here on Bravo Hot Tea. Definitely subscribe, support your girl, get me to 1,000. Thank you. And let's get into it. Okay. I'm like speechless, guys. She looks so effing good. The look that they gave her, they're in Fiji for filming this show. They gave her like a island mermaid look, like the beachy waves. Um, just sun-kissed, in the sun, tanning all day. I looked into the designer of this dress. This wet look and fashion, if you do it right, it looks really good. So, in theme with being an islander, the dress looks perfect. What else we got? The promo shots. She obviously looks insane. And then here's some of the comments from her fellow castmates from VPR. We got Katie, I'm not well. Charli, guys, I've always liked Charli. I think she should come back on VPR and go up against Lala. James Kennedy, here we go. Kristen, I want to be you. Hi. Sheena, a golden goddess. Someone check on Sheena. Because, her dream was also to be the host of Love Island. I'm kidding. And then Dana Katan. Sorry, there was a lag between my like and this comment I passed out. Lots of great support. But you know who I did not see a comment from? Miss Lala. Okay, let's really get into it. I have some videos on Lala and, Sheena just yapping away. Just what was it, yesterday or the day before, I posted Lala's time on 2Ts recently where she went over there. So Lala's yapping on her podcast on Amazon Live, and then she went over to 2Ts to talk more about Ariana. And then Miss Sheena is saying how production, LVP, all these people got in her head. So that's what these two are doing. And then the same thing with Rachel Raquel running her mouth. Like, what's going on? All of these women, let's be so effing for real here. We're girls, we just want to have a chit chat. They're all like mistresses. And then Ariana, yeah, okay, we can say how you lose him, how you get him. Ariana and Tom, they were fooling around while Tom was still with Kristen. Okay, we can, have a conversation. But this group is incestuous. But the level of mistressing these three were doing, and we can use that word loosely on Raquel because granted, Tom and Ariana weren't married, but he was in a, long-term relationship with Ariana. Not married, but still long-term. So we can use the word mistress loosely on Rachel Raquel. So we got Lala, who is crying over the fact that she didn't get the same support and opportunities, not just from her cast members, but from like the general audience, the general population. Sheena is crying about how she is a good friend, but then like all these other things came in the way. I still don't get what Sheena's crying about on her podcast, but whatever. A new week, a new story. She spins a new week, a new story. That's what I get from Sheena. And then Rachel Raquel, guys, Rachel Raquel had the audacity. I believe, I don't know when I saw it. I saw it a couple days ago or sometime last week. I guess she does like Cameo, and she wants to give people like happy Father's Day messages on Cameo. Ah! Be so effing for real. That is hilarious. Girl, nobody wants you near their brother, their husband, their fathers, their grandpa, their cousin. No, 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 no. This is gonna follow her for the rest of her life. Like, if Rachel, remember at the end of what was it, season 9, how her and James had broken up, and then she said she was going to, I forget what it was, but it was like a good thing. I think she was gonna like work with kids or pets. It was something good. It was like, oh, good for Rachel. Like, yeah, she might come back on the show, but like, in her real life, aside from the show, she's gonna make do with her education and her pageantry and all that. I really thought like Rachel was gonna be one of those pretty girls who later on after the show marries like some nice, businessman, or maybe some sort of like the nephew of an oil tycoon. Like, I really thought like this girl, like, she's a pretty girl. Not much up here, but she could do the whole like mom family life, maybe be like an influencer, like day in the life of a mom or something like that. Like, I really thought that's what was going to happen for Rachel Raquel, which would have been a pleasant, lovely life for her. And then, we could like follow her along on her socials. Do, I don't know, go into like mommy blogging or whatever. But then she like, you know, kept staying around the cast, and then she was in the good graces of Tom and Ariana. Like, they became such good friends, and she made it seem like Ariana wasn't even like, they didn't even hang out. They were like show friends, which is not the truth. Like, Tom and Ariana really brought her in, really accepted her. They bought her those like fancy glasses season 10, earlier in season 10. And then this girl is just like filing lawsuits against him, rightfully so, and then against her, which makes no sense. It makes sense, but it also makes no sense, if you get what I mean. Let's get into Tom. Again, Ariana has left all those toxic girlfriends, the Rachel, the Lala, obviously Sheena-ish kind of. She left this man. This man actually did her a favor, because while she was with him, she was always like kind of there. They had the cocktail book, but it was like him and her. That was like the branding. Granted, she got cheated on. It became like this huge, big deal. It was the way that he did it, and the timeline and all that stuff. After she left him, she got all these opportunities. Granted, she got all these opportunities, but in order for you to continue this momentum, you still have to be good. It's kind of like the conversation about nepotism kids in Hollywood, like, some of the actors, actresses, musicians. Like, yeah, you can definitely, get a couple breaks. Like, instead of auditioning, your mom knows the person in charge of casting for whatever movie. So then instead of you waiting in line, they're like, oh, let's just see, little Billy. Oh, little Billy, you're not a bad actor. Sure, you're in this movie. And then it ends up being some big movie. But if little Billy doesn't do a good job, little Billy is not going to be casted in other movies. Right. So the same thing for Ariana. It's like, she is talented. It's just, she was under Tom's shadow. She was always with Tom. There was a lot going on behind the scenes, I'm going to assume. And so it never really happened. But now all these things are happening for her, and she's really good. That's why she's getting the opportunities she's getting. So, ladies, if you're watching this, if you get nothing else, leave your toxic man. You are enough. You can do it on your own. Don't be scared. Take the first step, take baby steps. You never know where it's going to lead you to. So then she leaves him. We get these revenge dresses, and she looks immaculate. And basically, what I'm saying, go off on your own. You never know what it's going to lead to. Obviously, in her case, it's like a one in a billion, story what happened to her in terms of the landscape of reality TV. How many people get, cheated on reality TV? But I think her story, the way it was presented, her actually having talent, and she's not running her mouth on any of these podcasts. The only podcast I really remember her doing talking about her fellow castmates was right after the third episode, part 3 aired of the reunion. She was on Disrespectfully, which is the podcast hosted by Katie and Dana. She just said like a couple things about the cast or production or like, oh, I gave you a good show or whatever. And that we can, debate on the side, whatever, if we agree with her or not. But other than that, she's kept mum. She hasn't said much. And it's kind of like how the Royals are. They just do their business. They go off and do whatever they need to. And things, I don't know, people finally move on. And in Ariana's case, because of the way she's handled herself, look at where she is now. And her team has done such an excellent job of, getting her these deals. I also think it's like an ego thing. I'm not talking about Vanderpump Rules. I'm talking about like her in this new space. She's just taking on these opportunities so gracefully. We don't hear about her being a diva or anything like that. She just sounds like a girl who wants to work, and she knows it's like, make or break. These opportunities, they don't last forever. So while the iron is hot, just like keep doing one thing after another. Like she has such great momentum. So, anyways, guys, in terms of Love Island USA, I saw a couple clips, and obviously I showed you guys some pictures where she looks amazing, but those couple clips, she's doing a really great job in this hosting gig. And I don't know, I think they're gonna like have her back unless some major situation drama happens. But from just what we've seen so far, she's doing an amazing job. The camera loves her. It just looks very easy. And she looks like she's having fun and enjoying it. And for Love Island, like I said, they're probably going to get some new eyeballs, not necessarily to see what the people on the show are doing, but I think people are just going to want to tune in to see how Ariana's doing, all the different looks, how she ends up doing as a host, all that good stuff. So, yeah, guys, I'll keep you posted on more VPR content and Housewives, all that good stuff. I got you here on Bravo Hot Tea. Definitely subscribe, turn on notifications, give this video a like, and I will catch you all later.